The finals just got some huge community updates. We'll go over multiple things including the Battle Pass and its future. There's some additional ones there that also do include developers. We'll go over a merch update, what we're looking for that timeline, a few last minute mentionables, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things the finals. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. The largest news of the day actually does surround the Battle Pass. This one might change the course of everything, and this update actually does stem from Embark Rob, who is the CCO and the founder of the finals, as well as the Embark Studio. So this comes straight from the top, and he does make these comments over on Water Dance's stream. Now these aren't actually in chat, but they're actually in the video itself. So I'll link below to the timestamp so you can check it out if you want to. But he did talk directly to Commit and Water Dance, where he first does mention that there is a possibility of the old Battle Passes returning. Yes, you heard that right. The Season 1, Season 2, 3, 4, etc. might actually return to the finals. So they might do a system where they don't expire, or they might just bring them back. He does mention the reason for this is that currently 8 to 9 million plus players have not had the chance to have the Season 1 Battle Pass, seeing as the game has jumped up in popularity throughout the course of seasons, and it's got a ton of new players along the way. They do feel bad essentially that certain players weren't there at the beginning, just joining up now, especially since the popularity has kicked off quite a bit recently, so they are deciding and debating on bringing old Battle Passes back. There is one stipulation with that, where it is that you cannot earn the bonus tiers and bonus pages. So those will be exclusive to those Battle Passes, but all the original cosmetics that are in the first 100 tiers, or the first 100 levels, those seem like you can re-earn those. It also seemed like he mentioned that even if you bought those Battle Passes, you would still technically own them, so you could grind them yourself. Obviously, if they did bring Season 1 Battle Pass back and you didn't buy it prior, you would then have to buy that one separately. So much like the Helldivers system and a few others, as well as Halo Infinite, more than likely that if you did buy the Battle Pass, it won't expire and you'll have that, or they just bring them back so that you can get access to those. Again, the entire system hasn't been unveiled yet. It was literally just a brief talk that happened over on Water Dance's stream. He did have one more mention about that, and he said just because they're bringing back the old Battle Passes doesn't mean they're going to bring back those wheels. So essentially the Halloween wheel that we had, as well as the Valentine's Day one, those will more than likely never return. He seemed to be pretty strong on that stance there, so I doubt those wheels will ever return. However, they might add the back wings to the store, but these would be different than the wheel one, so maybe in a different color. So a lot of people did want those wings again. So pretty cool, we actually might get these older Battle Passes returning. No timeline for that there as of right now. Speaking of cosmetics, we had one more teaser here. Water Dance mentioned wanting a blue tee as well as some midriff tees or some crop tops. Rob did mention this, that they might bring one of those in 6.9. Maybe we'll get some more midriff or crop top tees. I know a lot of people have been wanting the cosmetics to kind of gear toward that and be a little bit less militarized. We have one last mentionable here, which does actually surround the Battle Pass. This post here showcases some of their favorite items from Season 1, 2, and 3, if Embark is planning to bring those back. There's actually some really cool highlights in this thread. A lot of people do point out different ones. If they end up bringing it back, maybe I do a tier list for those so you can see which ones you want to snag, or just go over those cosmetics in general. Again, when we get more concrete stuff on that, maybe an actual defined timeline, I will go over those. Moving on though, we do have another official additional update here. Now this is actually surrounding the merch side of things. So of course with Season 6, they did launch the new merch. We got a ton of new items there, like a vinyl, 2 plushies, and a few other new t-shirts and hats. However, obviously there's two major items there, the plushies and the vinyls. The vinyl did sell out. They only did have 500 of those. And the large Namatama plushie did sell out as well. Now, I went ahead and actually purchased the Namatama plushie, and I bought that all the way back on March 20th. Now, people have been asking for some updates here, where we have a thread here saying, has anyone received their vinyl? Where they even made a further clarification comment here saying that they were supposed to start shipping on April 15th, but they've had no communication or update there or on a delay. Now, if we look at the vinyl page, it does say that they're expected to start shipping April 15th, but they do mention that please note that this item has longer shipping times than usual. Now, if we compare that to the Namatama plushie large that sold out and I actually bought, they do say here production for this item begins on March 20th. And they also mention that shipping will start on April 20th, where delivery will take between 7 to 15 business days. There's also one more mention here that's saying that you will receive weekly updates until your plushie is carefully shipped from Sweden with a trackable link. However, I haven't received any weekly updates. On top of that, I haven't received any updates at all since I purchased. Now, I do actually have this being tracked through the shop app, which is how they actually do want you to track it, or at least what they emailed you with. Currently, there is no updates there. There's no updates on when it's going to be shipped, just that my order was still put in. Now again, it's only 1 day after the shipping is supposed to start, and that could potentially be first come first serve, also with April 20th being on a Sunday and not really a business day, and on top of that, it being a holiday. Although I wish they would provide with the weekly email updates like they said. Unfortunately, I haven't received any of that as of right now, so hopefully they can address that if there is any delays, or maybe get those weekly updates out again. The vinyl actually doesn't mention this at all. It doesn't say they're going to give weekly updates, so probably won't receive that with that one, but at least with the plushie you might. Now I will say there's 2 mentionables there with that. First up, another game that I covered, I did receive a ton of merch from the CMs and developers. They sent me a bunch over, but that took months and months to establish. And the reason being, they said it was due to the delay of tariffs. Not to get political there, but that's the reason they did give me. So maybe there was some issues there with that. Again, there hasn't been any updates. I hope they can provide us with one so that I can let you guys know, or just send out one on the main Discord so that everybody can see that. Again, though, I'm sure everything is fine and we'll eventually receive an update there, hopefully in the coming days and weeks. We do have one last dev mentionable here. Figured I would just cover this one since it seems like so many updates are coming from Water Dance's stream. This last one here is around the destruction tech and building maps. A lot of people have wanted a forge mode. As this person asks here, is there a sandbox mode or forge like Sweet? People really want a custom map builder. Their physics engineer actually did answer here, who goes by Waffle Puff. They say here that their destruction tech isn't particularly user friendly at the moment, so making maps would be a very big thing. And modifying modes, maybe those can be tweaked to some degree. So it seems like Forge might be far-fetched, at least for a pretty long time. Maybe we see something like that in the future though. Moving on to our community mentionables. This first one here is around a different game, but it was actually posted on the final subreddit, and it is by Embark. So if you haven't heard already, they do have another game called Arc Raiders, and they are running a Test Tech 2. This one actually does launch on April 30th, and yes, they did have a tech test 1 that I was in, although that one was completely under NDA. However, as you see here, this one is not under NDA. So you can share it, you can stream it, squad up freely. You do have to request through the Steam application. At least if you are on PC, you can head over to the Arc Raiders store page. Then you can hit request access, and they'll let you know if you get in. Now actually, if you're on other platforms, they will have this open up for the Xbox and PlayStation, where you could sign up here with this link. Again, you have to log in through your Embark ID, so I'll link to that down below. Then you could sign up with your other platforms. I'll include a link to the website as well as the Arc Raiders sign up, in case you are on a different platform and not on Steam or PC. Of course, as always, we do have this last minute mentionables for my community. This first one here is going to be running 2 more giveaways. One will be for a $10 gift card or a $10 worth of multi-bucks. The second one I'll do is a pick any bundle, which I've run before. Essentially, you can pick any item or any bundle and I'll buy it for you. Then I'll gift you that bundle. This will have to be multi-bucks only. The reason being, if it's on different platforms, it actually becomes really hard to get. Or at least in some cases, people are from different regions and I can't even buy them a gift card. So just to make it easy, as I've run into that issue before, which took months to figure out and fix, I do have to lock it down to multi-bucks only items. And again, it's just pick one item. It could be any item from the store page. It can be any item in the customization tab or any bundle. I'll run both of those giveaways on my giveaway channel on the Discord. Jumping over, we have one more last minute mentionable here. Those are those 2 showcases from the Start Models page. Or first up here, you have one from Jin Soldier, who says, I love Alpha Acta. And he has teasing a full sponsor set here, with a few other cosmetics mixed in. This one looks nearly straight out of Tarkov, or some type of military sim with all the gear. We have one more here from Galdento, and he's calling this one iDoll. Pretty funny there, and definitely suits this one. It's super unique. In fact, I've never seen any of this stuff put together. These cosmetics really do go together very, very well. And he even shows off those new Battle Pass wings to tie it off. This one's probably one of my favorites so far. It is super, super dynamic and unique. Overall, though, that's what I'll cover for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces.